Jonathan Lee Riches, aka JLR. Justice for Summer Wells. To me, there's still a mystery on who called to report Summer Wells missing June 15, 2021. Who called to report Summer Wells missing? Was it Candus? Was it Don? Was it both of them? Was there a 911 call made? Was there only a call to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office? A lot of mystery. Still unclear. I've been analyzing this very deeply and trying to figure out who reported Summer Wells missing. I've heard three versions from Candus, from Don, from Grandma Grandis on the call to report Summer Wells missing. We'll start with Candus. Candus gave an interview with Chris McDonough, and she said that day that she was in her house and she threw her phone down and went over to Grandma's trailer and called 911 because Grandma has AT&T. That's what she said. I want you to listen to Candus's version on calling to report Summer Wells missing.
Over, I freaked out. I called Donnie because that's what I do automatically. I freak out, you know.
You called Donnie?
I called Donnie. I cannot find Summer. Come home now. He's like, call the cops. So I threw my phone down on the back of his pickup, ran over to my mom, picked up her phone because the only one that gets out there is AT&T.
Okay.
So I picked up her phone, I dialed her mom. I said, I cannot find my daughter. And they sent people out, and I wasn't just going to stand there and wait for them to send people out.
Right.
You heard Candus. Now I want you to listen to Don Wells. I want you to listen to his version of what he said he did that day when he called to report Summer Wells missing.
But she was gone, buddy. And my wife called me, and I said, hang up for me and call 911 right now. And I was at work, and I called 911, threw all my tools that I could in the vehicle, and from Jonesboro, I come out. I made it out here before anybody.
Now I want you to listen to Grandma. I want you to listen to Grandma's version.
And we yelled for her, and we yelled for her, and yelled for her. And we could not find her. Candy was in hysterics. And we never did find her. She called 911, and she called Donnie, and...
So to me, they sound like three different versions of that day. Don claims that Candus called him, which is interesting because Candus said that her phone wasn't necessarily working. Candus calls Don. Don tells her to hang up and call 911. Then Don claims while he's at his job in Jonesboro, he calls 911. And then he packs his stuff up and races home. Grandma claims that Candus called 911 and then called Don. I want you to listen to The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation spokeswoman Leslie Earhart, who said on June 16th, the day after Summer was reported missing, how the call was made to report Summer missing. Check this out.
As Summer is still missing, but we did want to share the latest on the investigation and the ongoing search. As you know, she's now the subject of a statewide Amber Alert. She was last seen outside of her home in the 100 block of Bend Hill Road, which is located in the Beach Creek community of Hawkins County. A family member reported her missing to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office at approximately 6:30 Tuesday evening.
So Leslie Earhart said a call was made at approximately 6:30 p.m. to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office to report Summer Wells missing. She did not say a 911 call was made. I've been Googling around everywhere and haven't seen anything out of the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, out of Ronnie Lawson's mouth, John Pruitt, the lead investigator, TBI, or anyone that said a 911 call was placed that day. Keep hearing that it was a call to Hawkins County Sheriff's Office to report Summer Wells missing, not 911. Now, listen to the audio here of the Hawkins County dispatch that got the call to report Summer Wells missing. Check this out.
Should be the first residence on your right, reference to a missing 4-year-old. The parents have called in and advised that the mother had went for a walk, came home, now they can't find her. They've been yelling for her. She's been gone for about 10 minutes now.
You say when you got the original call that mom went on a run and when she came back that daughter was gone?
Yes, sir, that's what the father advised. He's at work about an hour away, trying to make his way home.
So you listen to the call. In that call, sounds like at the beginning it says both parents are there. Mother went for a walk. Summer went missing. Then they go on to say that the father called. The father called. He's at work and he's on his way home. So, we haven't heard any other audio of that day besides that. My honest opinion is, I don't think a 911 call was made that day by either parent to report Summer Wells missing. It looks like there was one call that was made, 6:30, to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. They relay that over to dispatch. They send the officers out. At the beginning, the media, and I don't know if this is true or not about the reporting, but they claim that the Hawkins County Emergency Dispatch said, due to an ongoing investigation, they are not going to release any 911 calls from that day. But they haven't. But no law enforcement has said that. No law enforcement said anything about 911 calls being released. Why? I'm thinking there was no 911 call at all that day. I don't think any of them, Don or Candus, called 911. It's interesting because Don claims he called 911 and then raced home. Well, Hawkins County received the call to report Summer Wells missing at 6 6:30 p.m., approximately 6:30 p.m., June 15th. Don Wells was working in the Meadows subdivision in Jonesboro, allegedly, that day. If he made the call and then he raced home, it would have took him at the minimum 30 minutes to get back. Because if you Google map Meadows subdivision to Ben Hill Road, it's a 38-minute drive. And the roads are very windy, very, very narrow. You can't just speed like that going home and expect to get home twice as fast. Yeah, you could shed some time off, but I doubt that you could get there earlier than 30 minutes. That means that Don Wells would have arrived there around 7 p.m. But we're hearing he claims that he was there before authorities were there. Did authorities or Churchill Search and Rescue get there after 7 p.m. before Don Wells? And I say this interesting because I posted a video earlier, and you need to check this out, and I'll link it. It was Don Wells talking to Brian Enton with News Nation. And you have to listen to what Don Wells said that day.
Did someone snuck up there when we weren't exactly paying attention? Did someone snuck up there when we weren't exactly paying attention?
He said, we were not paying attention and Summer disappeared. We were not paying attention, as if he was at that house. And it makes me wonder, going back to the dispatch that said both parents are there, though they said later on that Don claims he was at work. I'm wondering if Don Wells was really at Ben Hill Road when he called to report Summer missing. And I feel that it was Don that made the call. The one that TBI is talking about at 6:30 p.m., June 15th. I'm thinking it's Don that made that call, not Candus. Candus claims she put her phone down, went into her grandma's trailer, and called 911 because her phone, well, she didn't say, but assuming that her phone didn't work and only grandmas could call. But regardless of where you live, you can get 911 service despite the fact that you have no cell service because of reception. You can still get a 911 call in. And it's interesting because remember 2 or 3 months back when Don and Candus Wells, and this was this year, that Don and Candus Wells had a domestic disturbance. There was a 911 call placed there. All the media's out there said 911 call, 911 call. Looks like they called from inside Candus's home. 911. Media reports 911 call for that. But we're not hearing 911 call when Summer was reported missing. Now, we can easily debunk this and figure out solutions here, and I'm wondering why the media hasn't done this. In a lot of cases around the country, media, via open records request 911 calls. Because they want to hear what happened. They want to hear the law enforcement's response. They just want opency and transparency with the process. So they ask for the 911 calls, and a lot of times agencies, a lot give the calls, but sometimes they don't because they say it's a open investigation, like in this case. But what the media does at that point, if they don't get the records or don't get the 911 calls, is they file a lawsuit in the county claiming they have a right to review the 911 calls. That's what happened with the Vegas shootings. The Vegas shooting a couple years ago, Stephen Paddock shot and killed multiple people. I lost my flyer. And the media there, tried to get the 911 calls and were denied. So they took authorities to court to get those records. And eventually, those records were released, the 911 calls. In this particular case, with Summer Wells, why isn't the media, any media outlet, petitioning the courts to at least try to get the records of the 911 calls? It happens a lot where media outlets that want the records can't get it, go to the courts and ask them. And then it compels the parties, the defendants, which would be, in this case, Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, TBI, Hawkins County Emergency Dispatch, to justify why they can't release the 911 calls. But no media outlet has done that. Is it because the media around that area, the main media outlets that are reporting this case, know that a 911 call was never placed that day? So how can you ask for something that there's no record of? I'm not so sure if we'll ever hear the phone call on what happened that day. I don't think we will. Because when you call the sheriff's office, I'm not sure if that call is recorded. The information gets relayed over to dispatch and they act on what the person that answered the call, which would be the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, states what the person said. That's where we might have heard some discrepancies in this case. First, they referred Summer as a 4-year-old. That's not true. At the beginning of the call, it says both parents are there, and then it says Don was at his job. I mean, the person taking the call takes the information, gives it over to dispatch, they send people out. But was it recorded? Was it recorded? All three of them, Don, Candus, and Grandma, are claiming 911 was called. And each one, Candus and Don, are claiming they called 911 each. Now, there very well could be 911 calls placed that day, but not from the parents. It could have been bystanders or people that were driving past Beach Creek seeing all the commotion and just calling 911 because they see a bunch of commotion and a bunch of people everywhere. And those are the 911 calls that are not being released if there was 911 calls. But I'm talking about who called to report Summer Wells missing. And I have yet to see anywhere or any evidence that either of them called 911. And why isn't media petitioning the courts to try to get access to those 911 calls? A lot of times across the country, 911 calls are released despite it still being an open investigation. Taxpayers have the right to know how our law enforcement responds to calls, how our law enforcement acts. We pay their salaries. Taxpayers, travelers in Hawkins County, all of us, like for instance, all of us that been to Hawkins County as a taxpayer, because if you've done business and commerce in the county, Whether that's staying at a hotel, buying gas, going to the grocery store, buying food, whatever. You're contributing to the county's taxpayers. So the fact that media hasn't done that makes me wonder, do they know, or they just don't want to get the 911 call, if there is a 911 call? But the point is, we might never, ever know what was truly said in that report. And that might be what's hurting this case. Because the 911 call would definitely be, if there was made by either party or both, it definitely would be admissible and relevant in court down the line if and when someone gets charged. They will definitely play the 911 call. But what if there wasn't one? What if there wasn't one? So, justice for Summer Wells. Approaching 1 year, long enough. That's my take. I do not believe there was a 911 call that made that day by Don or Candus Wells. I just don't believe either of them called 911. I believe one of them called the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office to report Summer missing at 6:30 p.m. Just like the TBI stated out of their mouth. But they have never stated there was a 911 call. Never. If I'm wrong on this, prove me wrong, please. I'm open to your theories, thoughts, suggestions. Let me know what you think. We are actively looking for Summer Wells. Love to hear the 911 calls if they exist. Love to hear just the call. Hopefully, the sheriffs did record that call. But I don't think they did. I just don't think they did. It would have been released by now. Everyone be safe. Justice for Summer Wells.